Dear friend, at this age, there are things we still do every day. Habits that seem harmless on the surface, but in reality, they quietly wear down our health, gradually weakening our bodies little by little. Have you ever woken up feeling exhausted, even after a full night's sleep? Or found yourself moving more slowly, your mind a little foggy? You're not alone. Many people between the ages of 65 and 80 experience this every day without realizing that the root cause often lies in familiar routines. Today, I want to share with you 5 small yet surprisingly harmful habits and the simple ways to change them, so you can live each day with more joy, better health, and deeper meaning. And most importantly, the last tip is something hardly anyone talks about, yet it can profoundly affect your quality of life after 65. So please, stay with me until the end of this video, because sometimes just one small change today can lead to a big difference tomorrow. Before we begin, if you haven't already subscribed, I kindly encourage you to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos, especially if you find value in content like this. And please, let me know in the comments, type a 1 if you enjoyed this video, or 0 if you didn't. That way, I can learn and make better videos just for you. Have you ever spent hours just reading a book, watching a movie, or simply sitting by the window reflecting on life? Perhaps, like many others, you've believed that at this age, we should slow down, rest more, and let our bodies enjoy peace and stillness. But did you know that same stillness, when we sit in one place for too long, can silently damage our health little by little? If you've ever felt back pain after sitting too long, stiff knees when getting up, or dizziness as you begin to walk, your body might be sending you a message. Have you ever felt that way? If so, give a gentle nod, because you're not alone. Mr. Martin, 74, lives with his wife Rose in a quiet, peaceful cottage nestled in the countryside. Each morning, he takes a walk around the garden, listens to the birds, then spends the rest of the morning sitting in his favorite armchair by the window, where sunlight pours in just right and memories flood back like scenes from an old film. He used to think, I'm walking every day, I'm staying active enough. But lately, every time he stood up, his knees ached, his back felt stiff, his neck sore and heavy. And on some days, when he stood too quickly, he had to sit right back down from a sudden wave of dizziness. Does that sound a bit like you? One day, at Rose's gentle urging, Mr. Martin went to see the doctor. But to his surprise, the doctor didn't prescribe any medicine. Instead, he softly said, "Your morning walk is a great start. But if you spend the rest of your day sitting still without moving, your body will continue to weaken." At this age, it's crucial to avoid sitting in one place for too long. Have you been sitting for over an hour without moving? If so, this might be your moment to gently rise and move a little with me. After that doctor visit, Mr. Martin began a new routine. Nothing intense or demanding. He simply set a reminder every 45 minutes, and when the alarm went off, he would stand up from his chair, roll his shoulders, take a few steps around the room, admire the flowers on the porch, or pour himself a small glass of water. Have you set a reminder like that yet? If not, you can try it right after this video, and I truly believe you'll start noticing a difference in every little movement. Just 2 weeks later, Mr. Martin felt something change, something beautifully positive. His back hurt less, his knees felt more flexible, and most of all, his spirit felt lighter, like the sky after a long rain. Let's take a brief moment right now. Pause what you're doing and try this with me. Stand up, slowly, gently. Roll your shoulders 5 times, softly, as if you're releasing all the tension held inside. Walk a few steps around the room, breathing in deeply, becoming aware of your own rhythm. Smile to yourself because you've just given your body a small but powerful gift. Did you do it? If so, congratulations. You've just taken a gentle but meaningful step on the journey of caring for your health in later life. A journey led by no one else but you. Mr. Martin once believed that rest was enough at this age, but after making that small change, he came to a powerful realization. As long as I keep moving, I'm still alive. I'm still young, in my heart and in every step I take. What do you think about that? Do you believe that even gentle movements each day can awaken a strong, vibrant spirit within you? Dear friend, your body is always listening. And no matter your age, the moment you choose to stand, to move, you are telling yourself, I value my health. I deserve a strong body, a calm life, and a life filled with meaning. So after hearing this, what part made you reflect the most? Please share in the comments below. I always look forward to hearing your stories. When we think about health, we often focus on the heart, blood pressure, or joints. But there's something else, often overlooked, your muscles. Maybe you're thinking, I'm not an athlete, so why do I need strong muscles? In truth, your muscles are the very foundation that keeps you steady, flexible, and independent in every step you take and every daily activity. And sadly, after age 60, our bodies begin losing muscle mass quietly and gradually, especially without proper care, particularly in our nutrition. Mr. William, 68, lived a very orderly life. Each meal had vegetables, rice, and a main dish. He never skipped meals, never snacked carelessly. But recently, he noticed something wasn't quite right. He needed to push with his hands just to get up from a chair. Climbing a few steps left him breathless, and when he looked in the mirror, he was surprised to see how much thinner his arms had become, even though his weight hadn't changed. Have you been feeling weaker than before? Are there moments when simple things, like carrying groceries or getting out of bed, suddenly feel slow and difficult? If so, please stay with me, because this part might just be the turning point to help you regain your strength. When Mr. William visited the doctor, he was told something that truly startled him. At this age, the body processes protein less efficiently. Even if you're eating regular meals, if the protein is too low, your muscles can't be maintained. And when your muscles weaken, everything else in your body begins to follow. After that appointment, Mr. William made a few small but important changes to his daily diet. A boiled egg in the morning, a bowl of soft tofu for lunch, a glass of protein-rich milk before bed, and sometimes a bit of boiled chicken breast or a handful of roasted almonds. Within just 3 weeks, he felt the difference. His body felt lighter, yet stronger. He could stand up without using his hands. And most joyfully of all, he could pick up his little grandchild without the fear of losing balance. What if just a few simple food changes could help you stand up more easily, walk confidently through the market, tend your garden, or hug your grandchildren without worrying about falling? Let's try something gentle. Sit down on a low chair. Now try to stand up without using your hands to push off your knees or the seat. If that feels difficult or unstable, it's a sign your muscles might be weakening. But don't worry, anyone can improve. And the amazing thing is, muscles can rebuild if you give them what they need. Protein and gentle movement. No, Mr. William didn't become a gym goer or marathon runner. He simply became a 70-year-old man who walked more steadily, stood taller, and looked into the mirror with quiet confidence. He realized, nothing is more precious than the ability to take care of myself without needing someone to lift me or lean on. Muscles don't speak out loud, but every time you feel tired, arms, aching legs, or a loss of balance, those are your body's silent cries for help, and you can absolutely begin again, starting with your very next meal. Add a little more protein, add a little more love, add a little more patience, and you'll be amazed at how deeply your body will thank you. Would you like to share what you plan to add to your meal today? Write it in the comments below. We read and cherish every single message you send. And if you found this part helpful, don't forget to tap like and subscribe so we can continue walking alongside you on a healing journey that is both gentle and profound. Dear friend, have you ever found yourself awake at 2 or 3 in the morning, lying restless in the dark, listening to the ticking of the clock and wondering, why can't I fall back asleep? Perhaps you've thought, I'm old now, of course I sleep less. Light sleep, short naps, waking early, it all seems inevitable with age. But the truth is, it's not something natural. It's your body's quiet way of asking for help. Mrs. Helen, 71 years old, was once a literature teacher who loved poetry and the stillness of the night. But as she entered her 70s, sleep became as fragile as a spider's thread, easily broken, easily lost. She often woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't fall back asleep. During the day, her mind felt foggy, she became forgetful, and she was constantly tired. Persistent headaches began to creep in more often. Do you see a part of yourself in her story? Do you wake up feeling heavy and sluggish, even if you seem to get enough hours of sleep? If so, please don't worry, you can still change this in a very gentle way. Sleep isn't just about resting. It's when the brain comes out from the heart gets to rest, muscles repair, and the immune system rises. So when sleeplessness becomes a regular visitor, the consequences go far beyond feeling sleepy. It can also lead to memory loss, high blood pressure, poor balance, irritability, and even depression. After listening to her body and speaking with her doctor, Mrs. Helen began to adopt a few new habits, turning off the TV and her phone at least an hour before bed to avoid blue light disrupting her natural sleep cycle, drinking a warm cup of chamomile tea instead of coffee, listening to soft music, or reading a few pages of poetry, something she once loved in her younger days. Within just a week, she was able to fall back asleep even if she woke up in the night. After 3 weeks, she began to feel more alert, lighter, and full of energy each morning. Right after this video, you might want to try turning off all electronics 15 minutes before bed, writing a few lines in a gentle journal, "What am I grateful for today?" Washing your face with warm water, taking a deep breath, and smiling at yourself in the mirror. This is not just preparation for sleep, it's a way to gently guide your heart toward peace. Mrs. Helen once thought she had no choice but to live with insomnia, but now she often tells her grandchildren, "I don't count sheep anymore. I just close my eyes, breathe gently, and let sleep carry me like a soft breeze." Dear friend, you've walked through so many seasons of life. You've endured losses, pain, and many nights of restless sleep filled with worry. Now you deserve restful sleep, without dreams, without haste, just you and your peace. Hold sleep like a dear old friend who has returned, and gently say to yourself, "I allow myself to rest. I deserve to heal." If you do, would you share your thoughts in the comments? Who knows, your small story might help someone else sleep a little better tonight. When you were younger, did you ever have to think about how to keep your balance while stepping off a curb? Did you ever have to plan carefully how to stand up safely from a low chair? Probably not, because when the body is strong, it does its job quietly, keeping you steady, helping you walk upright, sit down, stand up, all as naturally as breathing. But in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, that natural ease begins to shift, gently but clearly. Have you ever felt unsteady walking across a wet tile floor? Hesitated before climbing stairs without a handrail? Had a minor fall and since then, carried a quiet fear deep in your heart? Mr. Peter, 74 years old, has lived alone since his wife passed. He's still healthy and takes a morning walk every day, just like always. One afternoon, as he stepped down the back porch to collect the mail, he caught the edge of the step, lost his balance, and fell hard. Thankfully, nothing was broken. But from that day on, Peter never walked the same again. He now walks close to the walls, eyes fixed on the ground. The fear of falling changed something in him, and he no longer felt like himself. Walking is wonderful for your heart, but to maintain balance and prevent falls, you need to strengthen your core, your legs, and your sense of balance. Muscle weakness and slower reflexes, those are natural parts of aging. But if you don't actively train your body, you may be quietly taking away your own chance to live independently. Mr. Peter began a new journey, not one that required a gym, heavy weights, or noisy machines. When he visited a rehabilitation specialist, the doctor simply said one gentle thing: "Just do this. Stand on one leg for 10 seconds, keeping a chair nearby to hold on to if needed. Sit down and stand up from a chair without using your hands. Do cycling motions with your legs while seated to build thigh strength. Gently engage your core as you exhale to support your lower back." Would you like to try one leg with me right now? Stand on your table, gently lift one foot off the ground, and try to hold it for 10 seconds. If it feels challenging, lightly rest your hand on the table for a second. If you feel a little wobbly, don't worry. That's your body telling you that you've just taken the very first step on your journey to regaining strength. After just 1 month, Mr. Peter no longer walked along the walls. He walked down the hallway, upright, with his back straight and his gaze lifted high. He smiled brightly and said, "I'm no longer afraid of falling. I feel in control of every step I take." Did you know? Training your balance and strength doesn't just help you avoid falling. It brings you back to being in charge of your own body with confidence and calm. Whether you are 65, 75, or 85 years old, it's never too late to stand a little taller, walk a little steadier, and look at life without fear of falling. You can choose to start today with just 5 minutes of balance training each day. And your body, after all the years it served you, will thank you deeply for this loving care. If you're currently living with the feeling of unsteadiness, trembling with every step down the stairs, please know this: you are not alone. As long as I keep moving, I am still alive. I am still young, in my heart and in every step I take. What do you think about that? Do you believe that gentle daily movement can reignite a strong spirit within you? Dear friend, your body is always listening, and no matter your age, every time you choose to rise, to move, you're telling yourself, I value my health, I deserve a strong body, a peaceful life, and one filled with purpose. So after hearing this, what touched you the most? Please share in the comments below. I'm always eager to hear your stories. When we talk about health, we often think of the heart, blood pressure, or joints. But there's something few people pay attention to: our muscles. You might be thinking, I'm not an athlete, why would I need strong muscles? In truth, muscles are the very foundation that keeps you steady, flexible, and independent in every step you take and every activity you do. Unfortunately, after the age of 60, our muscles begin to decline silently, unless we care for them properly, especially through nutrition. Mr. William, 68, had always lived with structure and discipline. Every meal included vegetables, rice, and a main dish. He never skipped meals or snacked unnecessarily. But recently, he noticed something wasn't quite right. He struggled to stand up from a chair without using his hands. Climbing just a few stairs left him breathless. And when he looked in the mirror, he was surprised to see how thin his arms had become, even though his weight hadn't changed. Have you been feeling weaker than you used to? Or have you noticed that things like carrying groceries or getting out of bed suddenly feel slower or harder? If so, please stay with me. This part may be a turning point for you to regain your strength. When Mr. William visited the doctor, he heard something that truly surprised him. At your age, your body processes protein less efficiently. Even if you're eating regularly, you might not be getting enough protein to support your muscles. And when your muscles weaken, everything else in your body begins to follow. After that visit, Mr. William began adding a few simple things to his daily meals. A boiled egg in the morning, a bowl of soft tofu at lunch, a glass of protein-rich milk before bed, and occasionally some boiled chicken breast or a handful of roasted almonds. Just 3 weeks later, he began to feel lighter yet stronger, able to stand without using his hands. And best of all, he could lift his young grandchild without fearing he'd lose his balance. What if just a few small changes in your meals could help you stand up more easily, walk confidently through the market, tend to your garden, or hold your grandchild tightly without fear of falling? Let's try something simple. Sit on a low chair. Now, try standing up without using your hands to push off your knees or the seat. If that feels difficult or unstable, it's a sign that your muscles are weakening. But don't worry, anyone can improve. And the amazing thing is, muscles can recover if you give them what they need: protein and gentle movement. No, Mr. William didn't become a gym goer or a marathon runner. He simply became a man nearing 70 who walked with steadier steps, stood taller, and looked into the mirror with greater confidence. He realized, there's nothing more precious than being able to take care of myself, not needing someone to lift me or help me up. Muscles don't speak, but every time you feel sore arms, aching legs, or lose your balance, that's your body's silent cry for help. And you can absolutely begin again, starting with your next meal. Add a little more protein, a little more love, and a little more patience, and you'll be amazed at how deeply your body will thank you. Would you like to share what you plan to add to your meals today? Write it in the comments below. We read and appreciate every message from you. And if you found this part helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to join us on these gentle yet powerful journeys of healing and renewal. Dear friend, have you ever found yourself waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning, lying restless in the dark, listening to the ticking of the clock and wondering, why can't I sleep? Maybe you've thought, I'm getting older. Everyone sleeps less as they age. Light sleep, short naps, early mornings, it all seems like a natural part of growing older. But the truth is, it's not something natural. It's a sign that your body is quietly asking for help. Mrs. Helen, 71 years old, was once a literature teacher who loved poetry and the stillness of the night. But when she turned 70, her sleep became as fragile as a spider's web, easily torn, easily broken. She often woke up in the middle of the night and couldn't fall back asleep. During the day, her mind felt foggy. She became forgetful, tired, and dull. Persistent, nagging headaches showed up more often. Do you see yourself somewhere in that picture? Do you wake up feeling heavy and sluggish, even though you seem to sleep enough? If so, please don't worry, because you can still change that in a gentle and simple way. Sleep is not just rest. It's the time when your brain clears out old memories, your heart gets a break, your muscles repair, and your immune system renews itself. So when insomnia becomes chronic, the consequences aren't just about sleepiness. They may also include memory decline, higher blood pressure, loss of balance, irritability, and even depression. After listening to her body and seeing a doctor, Mrs. Helen started adopting a few new habits. Turning off the TV and phone at least an hour before bed, so the blue light wouldn't disrupt her natural sleep rhythm. Drinking a warm cup of chamomile tea instead of coffee. Listening to soft music or reading a few pages of poetry, something she had loved in her younger years. After just 1 week, she was able to fall back asleep when she woke up in the middle of the night. And after 3 weeks, she began to feel clearer, lighter, and more energized every morning. Right after this video, you might try taking 15 minutes to shut off all electronic devices, writing a few gentle lines in your journal. What am I grateful for today? Washing your face with warm water, breathing deeply, and smiling at yourself in the mirror. It's more than just preparing for sleep. It's a way to gently guide your heart into peace. Mrs. Helen once believed she had to live with insomnia, but now she often tells her grandchildren, "I don't count sheep anymore. I just close my eyes, breathe softly, and let sleep carry me away like a gentle breeze." Dear friend, you've journeyed through many seasons of life. You've endured so many losses, heartbreaks, and sleepless nights filled with worry. Now you deserve a full night's rest, without racing thoughts, without haste, just you and your quiet peace. Embrace sleep like an old friend who has returned, and gently say to yourself, "I give myself permission to rest. I deserve to recover." If this resonates with you, would you be open to sharing in the comments? Who knows? Your small story might help someone else sleep more peacefully tonight. When you were young, did you ever have to think about keeping your balance while stepping down a porch step, or carefully plan how to rise safely from a low chair? Probably not, because when the body is strong, it quietly does its job, keeping you upright, helping you walk straight, sit down, stand up, all as naturally as breathing. But at age 60, 70, or beyond, that natural ease begins to shift, subtly but undeniably. Have you ever felt unsteady walking across a wet tile floor? Hesitated before climbing stairs without a handrail? Had a small fall, and from that moment on, carried a quiet fear deep inside? Mr. Peter, 74 years old, has lived alone since his wife passed away. He's still healthy, still takes his morning walks like always. One afternoon, while stepping down the back stairs to collect the mail, he caught the edge of a step, lost his balance, and fell hard. Fortunately, he didn't break any bones. But from that day on, Mr. Peter never walked the same again. He now walks close to the walls, eyes fixed on the ground. The fear of falling has changed him, and he no longer feels like himself. Walking is great for cardiovascular health, but to maintain balance and prevent falls, you need to train your core muscles, leg strength, and sense of balance. Muscle weakness and slower reflexes, these are natural parts of aging. But if you don't take the initiative to train your body, you may be quietly taking away your own chance at living independently. Mr. Peter began a new journey. No gym, no heavy weights, no noisy machines. When he met with a physical therapist, the doctor simply said one very simple thing, just this: stand on one leg for 10 seconds with a chair nearby to hold onto if needed. Sit down and stand up from a chair without using your hands. While seated, mimic pedaling movements to strengthen your thighs. Engage your core muscles as you exhale to support your lower back. Would you like to try one of these movements with me right now? Stand near a table, gently lift one foot off the ground, and try to hold it for 10 seconds. If it's difficult, lightly place your hand on the table to help with balance. If you wobble, don't worry. That's your body telling you that you've just taken your very first step on the path to rebuilding your strength. After 1 month, Mr. Peter no longer walked along the walls. He walked down the hallway, back straight, eyes lifted. With a bright smile, he said, "I'm not afraid of falling anymore. I feel in control of every step I take." Did you know? Practicing balance and strength doesn't just help prevent falls, it brings you back into ownership of your body with confidence and calm. Whether you're 65, 75, or even 85, it's never too late to stand a little taller, walk a few steps more steadily, and look at life without the worry of falling. You can choose to begin today with just 5 minutes of balance training a day. And your body, after all the years it has served you, will thank you deeply for this loving care. If you live with the feeling of unsteadiness or trembling every time you go down a staircase, please know you are not alone. And you are not weak. Your body is simply waiting for you to support it, to accompany it, and to gently rebuild it with patient, loving movement. Dear friend, when we were younger, we'd feel thirsty and immediately grab a glass of cold water, refreshing and satisfying. But perhaps you've noticed, the older we get, the less we feel that thirst. And over time, drinking water becomes something we simply forget during the day. But did you know? Your body still needs water just as much, perhaps even more, but the thirst signal weakens as we age. This leads millions of older adults into a state of chronic dehydration without even realizing it. Mr. Joseph, 76 years old, was a disciplined man. Every morning, a cup of coffee, tea at lunch, a hot bowl of soup in the evening. He didn't think he was lacking water until one day he felt dizzy standing up from a chair and nearly fell in the kitchen. "I guess it's just old age," he said to the doctor. But after an exam, the doctor gently replied, "The body is thirsty." Do you know what happens when the body lacks water? Muscles become weaker and more prone to cramps, joints dry out and ache more easily, blood pressure becomes unstable, memory gets foggy, confusion increases, and more seriously, the risk of falling rises due to dizziness and loss of balance. Your body needs water the way an engine needs oil, not too much, but without it, things get stuck. After understanding this, Mr. Joseph began keeping a small water bottle beside his sofa. Every time he changed the TV channel, he'd take a sip. Every time he got up to move around, he'd sip again. In the morning, he'd drink a glass of plain water before coffee. At night, he'd drink a small glass before bed, but not too late to avoid frequent bathroom trips. After 1 month of consistently drinking water, Mr. Joseph shared a simple but profound realization. "I no longer feel dizzy, I sleep better, and even my skin feels smoother. I never imagined water could make such a big difference." You see, no medicine, no expensive treatments are needed. Just 1 glass of water at the right time, and you are already healing your body, 1 cell at a time. You walked for so many years ago that the rest of your journey will know that your body is fed the simplest and most wonderful. A glass of water. Quiet moment to listen to your body, with gentle pulse, We've just gone through 5 things that may seem small, yet they have a profound impact on your health and happiness in your later years. From sitting too long without movement, causing your body to stiffen, to eating without enough protein, leaving your muscles weak and your steps unsteady. Then neglecting sleep, leading your mind to tire and your memories to blur with every restless night. And forgetting to train your strength and balance, turning every step into a moment of quiet fear. Finally, to not drinking enough water, silently dehydrating your body like dry land, easily cracked, easily hurt. But you know what? You are not weak. It's just that no one has reminded you yet that if you simply stand up for a few minutes each hour, add a bit more protein to your meals, sleep on time, practice balance each morning, and take a few more sips of water each day, you are already giving your body a beautiful chance to recover. Because your body, even after all these decades, still knows how to heal itself as long as you give it gentle attention. You don't need to do everything in one day. Just start with the smallest thing that feels easiest to you. A glass of water this morning? One slow, mindful sit-to-stand movement. An extra egg added to your lunch. Going to bed 1 hour earlier than yesterday. A quiet moment where you place your hand over your heart and say, "I'm still alive. I can still change, and I deserve to live healthy, free, and whole." If you are listening to this today, then congratulations. You've already begun a journey of loving recovery for yourself. We truly believe that growing older is not the final chapter of life, but the most tender one, where you can slow down, love yourself more, and live more gently and peacefully than ever before. If you're smiling softly right now or feel your heart relaxing after these words, please click like to let us know this video reached you. If you believe these simple truths could help someone live healthier and happier, please share this video with a loved one, a friend, or an elder in your life. And if you'd like to continue walking with us through gentle, healing journeys like this, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Because we're always here to listen, to walk with you, and to remind you that aging is not lonely when you have a place to return to and a loving community to share the journey with.